Hi, my name is Aaron J. Marks. You can find out more about me at aaronjmarks.com. I'm a visionary purpose coach and a metaphysical leadership mentor. To my knowledge, I'm the only one in human history who's claimed either of those titles, and those that know me well tell me they couldn't imagine better ones for me. For as long as I can remember, I felt like my mind has worked just a little differently than most people's. At times it's been uncomfortable, but I've begun to see that it's actually incredibly important and that there's never been a better time to share the way that I think and see with the creative and entrepreneurial leaders out there who need to hear it. This is my podcast, A Higher Level. Everything we think, see, and do here happens on a higher level, and that makes all the difference. For some of you, these are among the most important and transformational conversations you will ever hear, and they will fill in something you may not have even known was missing, but something that is essential for your happiness and transformation. This podcast is all about creating a space for these conversations, a place to explore your deepest and most persistent questions about the human condition, a place to dream, play, and muse about the meaning of it all, a place people tell me only I can help them access, and a place of crucial importance for the human spirit and our future as the human race. On a higher level, everything is vast, rich, beautiful, and deeply optimistic. Join me there now, on a higher level. Hi, this is Aaron J. Marks of aaronjmarks.com. Welcome to A Higher Level, and this is episode 4. It's called What Some Leaders Need. And this is something I'm getting better at talking about. I'm still not perfect at it. I imagine this is something I will continue to refine and improve in the way that I discuss and share this. But it's something that's really important for me to talk about because it's, the thing I'm finding I'm here to do. Like, this is the thing that I'm better at than anything else, and probably have in my entire life, but I haven't known it until recently. So what I found a few years ago, I started consulting with small businesses, helping them with their marketing and their management and their branding and their social media and all sorts of related things. And what I hadn't realized going into that is that you end up talking to leadership a lot, and you do things like strategize and talk about vision and where you're going, really what you want the company to do. And it's not that I guess wouldn't have known that you do a fair bit of that. I just I didn't really see that, see the shape of that going in until I started to experience it from the inside. And what I notice, because like you're always talking to the leadership, because it's the leadership who sets the pace for things, and it's the leadership that everyone looks to. There's this there's this quote from one of the Gospels that I think about a lot. It's something like, when the shepherd is struck down, the sheep scatter, and like that's a great, this a great little allegorical image to to express the importance, sort of the cohesive effect of having a leader of any kind, not just a strong leader. I mean, I noticed this in, the businesses that I run. It's like everyone looks to the leader, and it's like, it's an obvious thing to say perhaps, but I don't know. Like, I think it's something that maybe people, like a surprising number of people, even a surprising number of people, or a surprising number of leaders, don't realize. It's just how thoroughly everyone who's following them is looking to them for their decisions and their setting of the culture. There's a lot of leaders who kind of abdicate that duty, and they don't realize it, but they do. So it's like, yeah, if you're making decisions, you look to whatever leader is in the room, and and then if that's not the top leader, then they'll go and find the higher leader, like wherever the buck needs to stop for that particular decision. So yeah, I ended up talking to leaders a lot, and didn't realize that was going to be happening. And probably had some kind of a sense of leadership, but not anywhere close to what I do now. So what I began to notice is that a lot of the leaders, um, started to confide in me, and they really sort of, they saw me as like kind of a safe space to just talk through things and um talk through their problems, dilemmas, uncertainties, possibilities that they didn't seem to have, another space to do like that. Because like everyone's looking to them, they're in charge, everyone is expecting them to be kind of strong and firm and confident. And, leaders need a place to be vulnerable because leading is hard and leading is uncertain. And, the thing that's like the hardest about leadership is like, if you're a follower, the path is always laid out for you, right? The leader's like, here's the road, walk the road, and being a good follower means walking the road. But what does a leader do? The leader creates the road, and the leader not only creates the road for the followers, but they create the road for themselves because they're going to a place that has never been explored before. And so, that's the double burden, or, the double challenge of leadership is that you have to create your own road, and then you have to create the road for everyone else. I mean, it's either a challenge or it's an opportunity, depending on how you look at it. And of course, these things can always be reframed, and they should be, if you want to stay optimistic and positive and in a high vibration, so anyway. So that's one thing leaders need. Leaders need a place to be vulnerable. They need a place to recharge, to be safe, to be with someone who knows the challenges of leadership and will not judge them for requiring this place of vulnerability and uncertainty. So that's one thing leaders need. And I think that's something that probably all leaders need. And then what I also like, what I noticed beyond that is that some leaders require a very, very specific kind of conversation. And I'm pretty sure this is some leaders. Like, I don't think this is everyone. At least not that I've found. Because like one of the things that I've been doing over the last couple of years is I've been going through my life sort of pinging people, like kind of, putting out little conversation pings to be like, hey, are you receptive to this? Are you receptive to this? Are you receptive to this? And I've noticed this for some time. Some people are very receptive to this. Some people are somewhat receptive to this, and some people just aren't at all. And what I notice is that there are some leaders who are just super receptive to what I'm going to talk about, and they really need it. Like, their soul craves it, and they often don't even know this until they start talking to me, because it's so rare, and they go through their life feeling like they're the only ones who think this way, until they find someone like me. And then it's like a refuge for their soul, because they can have a conversation like this, and it feeds their soul, eases their existential pain, and then they can show up and be a great leader, unburdened, free, visionary, uh, like capable of creating that path for themselves and those following them. So what am I talking about here? So what I've noticed is that there are some, not just leaders, but people, but I find the leaders who think this way the most interesting, and the most interesting to talk to, because this kind of conversation always turns into a workable strategy. And there's like, I love talking this way, but what I've realized is like, I love talking about it because it's going to turn into a strategy and a purpose and a direction, and it's going to create something in the real world. Okay. So there are some people who are just pondering the human condition. Like, that's the most succinctly I can say it. And I'm one of them. So I'm here. I'm sitting in this current moment. I'm sitting in a chair in front of this microphone, having this human experience. I'm wearing a comfy sweatshirt and flannel pants because it's late in the evening and I'm kind of winding down my day. Um, recording this episode. I'm wearing Apple earpods and I'm looking at myself in Zoom. I'm taking in all my surroundings and I'm thinking, man, you know, the universe, scientists tell us, started 14 billion years ago. There have been so many experiences that humans have had, some of them incredibly joyful, some of them incredibly traumatic. And generation after generation after generation has, um, eh, you know, procreated into the next generation, and styles have changed and times have changed and technologies have changed and political boundaries have changed and social groups have changed and religions have changed and music has changed and technology, automobiles, architecture has changed. Just all this time has passed and humans have been doing the human thing, and year after year after year, generation after generation after generation, and boom, we're here in this present moment. Whoa, it's crazy, right? And like some people, they see, kind of how awe-inspiring that is, and it opens up this zone of conversation that is just, so incredibly vast and rich and deep and beautiful and inspiring. And there's a number of access points, and they tend to be social sciences, and they're all related to something strange about the human condition, like some strange paradoxical complexity, um, so some contradictory nature of humankind that just really makes no sense, but is also sort of really interesting and wonderful when you think about it. So some things that do this: philosophy does this. Our rational speculation about the meaning of all of this. That's one thing that gets us into there. Psychology, the systematic study of the way that our brains work. Okay, that gets you there. Sociology, the study of human groups and allegiances. Religion, the myths that we make and provide meaning and structure our transcendent experiences. What else? Economics, the study of the incentives and exchanges that we use to motivate one another, and and keep our trade and our goods and our services flowing. History, man, history is such a mystical subject. It's because it's like, there's only ever the present moment, but there's all these people who lived in the past in their own present moments, and they made the decisions that they did, and then they were recorded, and then we study them, and we try to figure out what it was like to be in their heads. And we're making history right now as we speak. And so you have all these access points. Biology is another one. These systems, these deterministic systems we share with what we consider to be lower life forms that still drive a good deal of our behavior, but are always sort of in conflict with our higher natures, that seem to have like a spark of divinity. And, we're still dealing with these. And, if you accept the Darwinian evolution, it's like, that's a very mysterious thing that, that those life forms turned into what we are. And, we seem to have such a deep care, for figuring this whole thing out. Art and literature, that's another one. These magnificent expressions of the human condition. These heroic journeys, and these beautiful vignettes that we create about human experience. Always with pain. Always like. Yeah, pain to deepen it. Which shows us that our trauma is actually very beautiful. So there's all these access points into this realm, and we just explore there, and the tension of our existence melts away, because what I notice about these leaders is they go through life, as do I, and we deal with all these little things that pelt us and slow our momentum and drag us down. And I know everyone experiences it, but these people that I'm talking about, they experience this in a very particular way. It's just it's an exhaustion and a fatigue. And then when I come and I start talking in this realm, with these access points of economics and history and sociology and religion, and art and literature, there's something that melts away. And these leaders tell me, and I can see it. I can see it in their physical state. It's like their shoulders open up, their heads lift up, their necks straighten out. It's a magical transformation, and I don't know why some people need it, but some people do. And if you're one of them, you're not stepping into your true leadership potential unless you have someone to talk to you on this level. And again, I don't know why. I don't know why some of us need this, and I don't know why it's so helpful for some of us. But again, some of you need it, and if it's you have no idea what you're missing if you don't have someone, if you don't have a mentor, if you don't have a coach to talk to you on this level. And like I said, it always, when I do it, it always comes back to the leadership that they're there to provide, the vision that they're there to go toward, and the effortless creation of strategies to move them in that direction. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to facilitate, for this very special kind of leader. So I call that conversation the realm of purpose. That's what I call it. I call it, there's all those access points, and then boom, we're in it. We're in the realm of purpose, where everything is vast, and it's pregnant with possibility, and it's the richness, just the beauty of the human condition. It's ours to explore from every possible angle. Just revel in the wonder and the traumatic beauty that it is to be human, after all these years, to be a human in the human race, and to be doing the human thing, to have inherited what our ancestors have left us, and to bequeath to our children all this that we've been given, and that we've been charged to steward and care for. All the technology, all the architecture, all the institutions, all the knowledge, all all the rituals, and all the ways of doing things, the laws and the customs, and the procedures. It just, like, I don't know. I get overwhelmed by just, like, how amazing it is what we've inherited, and what we have. And in spite of that, how hard life continues to be. Because, like, the human condition's never been easy, and I don't think it ever will be. It can't be. I don't know why. We continually try to improve it. We improve technology. We improve medicine. We improve agriculture. We improve economics, and political relations. I mean, it doesn't always go in the right direction, but overall, I think it's better to be alive at this moment than at any other point in human history. So, yeah, man, sometimes you just got to take all that in, and yeah, like I said, this very special kind of leader needs this very special kind of conversation in this very special realm that I call the realm of purpose, with these very special access points that completely overlap, and make this beautiful intellectual lattice, and that some of us just need to kind of go climb around in and recharge, so that we can rekindle our vision, and forge our strategies anew. And that's what I'm here to do. So that's what some leaders need. Thanks so much for listening to A Higher Level. I hope that got you seeing, thinking, and acting just a little differently, or maybe even a lot. When you act differently, you get different results. But we need to start with the vision and the thinking. How do you feel? Ready to go and make positive, inspiring changes in your life and work? If so, it means what we're doing here is working, and I would love for you to let me know if this is you. There's a bunch of ways for you to get in touch with me. You can go to my website, aaronjmarks.com, or look for Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor on Facebook, or you can look for Aaron J. Marks on LinkedIn or Instagram, whatever is easiest for you. And if this is speaking to you, I might suggest that you think about becoming one of my leadership coaching clients. In our work together, we'll have conversations on this level, but tailored just to your life and aspirations. You really can't imagine what a difference this can make for your mindset, vision, and results. The first step after learning more about my approach is to book a free, no-obligation discovery call, both of which you can do at aaronjmarks.com. If your intuition is nudging you, don't wait any longer. It is likely the next step along the marvelous journey of wherever you are here to go and whatever it is you are here to do. And I can't wait to meet you. Thanks again for listening, everyone. I'll see you on the next episode when we'll continue to see, think, and act on a higher level. I'll see you then. A Higher Level is the official podcast of Aaron J. Marks, Visionary Purpose Coach and Metaphysical Leadership Mentor. Learn more at www.aaronjmarks.com. A Higher Level is written, recorded, edited, and produced by Aaron J. Marks. Music is by Aria. I'll see you next time on A Higher Level.